Hey friend, my name is Shira Rodriguez and I am a Jesus follower, a writer, entrepreneur, and lover of all things boho and books. In this podcast, I want to take you on a journey of discovering yourself, of discovering God, and of discovering your passions and how to make your life beautiful and so full that it overflows into the lives of others. And over here, we're not about compartmentalizing life. Oh no, over here we talk about how to holistically take your life and present it as a place where others can be blessed just by knowing you. Are you excited? I am, so let's jump in. Hey friends, this is Shira. I am so glad to be back with you guys because I have not been on this podcast for a little while. It's been a little bit crazy. I promise I have not been up to nothing. I've actually been very busy with some exciting news that I'm super excited to share with you guys. But right now, I just wanted to let you know what's been going on recently. I got like 2 colds in the last few weeks, which has obviously held me back from actually doing some of these podcasts and writing some of them. But in addition, there are some new changes to this podcast. One of them is that I'm actually going to be closing this first season of this podcast. And it's been amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. And I've loved creating this. I've loved connecting with people. It has been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. It's been incredible. And listening to how it's blessed other people is spectacular and so inspiring. So thank you. Thank you, first of all, to those who have come on the podcast and just shared their stories. It's been absolutely incredible and beautiful, and I'm so grateful for your stories and your time. But also to you guys who are listening. Thank you for being with me on this journey, for listening and taking the time to review, to comment, to ask me how things are going. You guys have been so sweet and such an encouragement, and I've been so blessed. Now, as you can probably imagine, especially since this is so short, this season was not supposed to be quite as short. However, I realized that there were some changes that needed to be made to the podcast to make it even better. And that's what I'm going to be working on. So right now, this season has 6 episodes, including this one. And so I'm going to be closing out this season. However, when I come back for season 2, I will actually have a different name for the podcast and a slightly different focus. Well, I'll always try to have the focus on, the live, give, repeat lifestyle, because I think that is beautiful and so important, and I think it's really powerful. And when we actually live that way, that we're consistently living to impact and giving to bless other people and repeating and creating habits, I think it's a very powerful combination, a very powerful way of life that I truly believe in. So that's not going to change. However, what will change is my approach and my focus, because something that I realized recently is, one, how long it takes to make an episode. And I'm realizing that maybe the way that I'm doing it right now is not the best way, especially as all of us have very busy lives. And not all of us have 30 minutes of our time to listen to one episode, but we might have 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and it might be easier for some of us to consume content that's shorter but more frequent. And so that's actually easier for me to create as well. And so that's why I'm considering making shorter, more frequent content for you guys, because it's easier on me and better for you, in which case it's a win-win situation. In addition, I've realized that a lot of my listeners are from Instagram, and a lot of my people on Instagram are book people that love reading, that love writing. And I went over to my podcast and looked at who are the people that I have invited to my podcast. And I was actually very surprised that 100% every single person that came on this podcast, they somehow enjoy writing, either if it's journaling or just writing songs or writing novels, like anything in that spectrum. Writing has been a uniting factor for my podcast guests. And so I thought, hey, wait a minute. Okay, if my audience is, readers, and a lot of the people that I'm inviting are into writing, and in addition, a lot of them were into reading as well, I should probably be targeting this for a more reading and writing lifestyle type thing. And so what I'm realizing is that the people that I was targeting was literally everybody. I was like, oh, this is a podcast for anybody. That's not how it works. It's a niche. You're supposed to have a niche. And I was talking with my mom, and that's a problem sometimes. Something that I've actually done in life, that sometimes I'm trying to please everybody and end up pleasing nobody. So I'm definitely restructuring this podcast so that I focus more on my niche of young women from 15 to 26 who love reading and writing and literature and lifestyle and inspiring other people and blessing other people, and love creating beauty in the world and following Jesus and spreading love wherever they go. So that's a lot more of what you're going to be seeing in the next season. And so that's pretty much just a sneak preview. I am so excited for you guys to see the new cover art, the new style, the intro. I'm super, 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 super excited to be able to share this with you. Right now, I'm going to be taking, ideally, probably like a 2 to 3 week hiatus. You may see me a little bit less on Instagram, on obviously the podcast, and things like that. And so if you're wondering where I am, I'm just taking some time to be able to create the amazing content that I'm going to be able to release in about 2 or 3 weeks for the next 3 months. And I'm so, so excited to see where that goes, because I have some very exciting plans for this, and I hope that you will come along with me for that. I want to just thank you guys again so much for your support, for your love, and the way that you guys have just truly loved me throughout this process and had patience with me, and for the beautiful friendships that I've made because of this podcast. I'm so grateful to God above all for giving me the grace to be able to do this podcast and to be able to bless other people through this. It's been so incredibly rewarding, and I definitely don't want to take it for granted. I just want to, on the contrary, I want to make this the best I possibly can so that this is a blessing both for you and for me. And yeah, so just wanted to take a moment to kind of close this season out and to say thank you for coming with me on this beautiful, beautiful journey. I've grown so much, and hopefully you have too, because that's really what this podcast was always about. And I don't think that's going to change. I think it's always important to always be growing, to always be the sort of person who is open to change and open to growth. Something that I was talking about with my mom. Something I was talking about this whole change and rebranding, and my mom was like, "Hey, it's okay. Don't worry about feeling like you're a failure." Because at first I was like, "Oh my word, I must be a failure. I must be just making a huge bungle of this whole thing. But my mom's like, no. You know how many people have failed and then they keep going and then they change and things like that? It's just the process. It's just part of the process of growth. So thank you so much for having patience and grace with me as I go through this new transition. And yeah, I just want to say thank you and hope that you have been so blessed by this first season. And I can't wait to join you in the next season. Have a beautiful, amazing day, friends. And until next time, keep living, giving, and repeating.
Yay! You did it! I'm giving you a huge virtual high five because you just finished another episode of the Live, Give, Repeat podcast. If you'd like to learn more about or connect with us, head over to our website where you can find resources, blog posts, and more. Also, check out our Instagram page for more inspirational content and join our email list for insider secrets. The links are in the description box below. I can't wait to see you there, friends. Until next time,